Hello, kindergartners. It's Mrs. Belatesh, and I'm at the weather calendar. And for me, it is December 1st. And it's very interesting what's happening with the weather. I said it's sunny. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. But then I said it's cool, hot, cool. When would it be cool? Wow, first thing in the morning, it is not only cool, I'd say it's cold. I have to wear a jacket or a long-sleeved sweater. It's kind of cold in the morning. But then the sun comes out, and when you're standing in the sunshine, it gets hot. But then as the sun sets and it gets dark, it gets cool and even cold again. Cougars, I'm outside and I wanted to pay attention to the shape of trees. So we've looked at the parts of the tree, right? We saw the trunk and the branches. We saw the leaves. But I wanted to know, what is the overall shape of the tree and if all trees have the same shape? So it seems like they have a tall, skinny trunk. Maybe not too skinny, but tall. And then it's almost like a puffball on top. A big kind of roundish shape on top of the line of the trunk. This is a small tree, but we can still see the shape. So there's the trunk, which is like a line. And then there's like a little rounded shape on top. Here's another tree with a nice line for the bottom and a rounded shape on top. So I wonder if all trees are like this, or are there some other shapes? Boys and girls, those are very tall pine trees. I'm sorry there's some noise in the background, but this is a beautiful tree. And it's really tall and skinny with one main trunk that goes straight up. And then it's kind of like a triangle shape. Here's another pine tree. These are the ones near the chicken coop. And you can see that one trunk goes straight up. And then the branches come off of that one trunk. It's not quite as clear of a triangle shape, but it's kind of a triangle shape. Here you can see that trunk is straight all the way up to the top. And all of the branches come off of the one trunk. Okay, kindergartners, I came back inside after looking at those trees outside, and I want us to remember the parts of the tree first. So in the ground, the thing that keeps it anchored in the soil and drinks up the water are the roots. You're right. Then this main stem on a tree is called the trunk. Great job. Then coming off of the main trunk are the branches. And finally, these green things on the tree, those are leaves. And the leaves make food for the tree. All right, so we were outside taking a look at the shape of trees, and I want us to notice these things about these two trees here. On the pine tree, there's one main trunk, and all of the branches come off of that one trunk. And the shape of the pine tree is kind of like a triangle. Now, this is an oak tree, and there is the main trunk at the bottom, but after that, there are lots of branches that come off of the smaller branches. There's more than one central trunk as you go up the tree. So you have the one trunk at the bottom, and it's kind of like a circle or a ball on top. All right, Cougars, can you please get out your science notebook? And I want you to turn to the page that is right after the one where we talked about the parts of the tree. So the next page, and it says, what shapes are trees? So get your pencil. The first thing is we put our name at the top of the page. I'm going to put Mrs. B. And we're going to put the date at the top of the page. And now the question is, what shapes are trees? So I'm actually going to use 2 pages. On this page, I'm going to do a tree that is not a pine tree. And when we looked at trees that were not pine trees, they had a trunk and then they had a rounded top. So I'm going to draw a trunk that's straight, and then I'm going to draw kind of a rounded top on the top. Something like this. And I'm going to put the name that is a round shape. And then I'm going to say that the trunk is a line shape, kind of like a long rectangle. Okay? And then, if you want to, you can color it. So this is one shape of trees. Now I want to go to the next page in my notebook. And it says, which trees have similar shapes? Which trees have similar shapes? You know, boys and girls, a lot of people draw a Christmas tree as a triangle with a trunk. Why do we all recognize that as a Christmas tree when we see it? Because most pine trees are a triangle shape. So I'm going to draw a triangle shape, kind of like that, a triangle shape with the trunk out of the bottom. So I'm going to draw a triangle. And I'm going to have my line go all the way. So here's the triangle, which are the branches and the leaves, and this is the trunk. And I'm going to label this as a triangle and a line. A triangle and a line. And now I can color it. All right, Cougars, it was fun looking at trees with you today. When you go outside, notice the different shapes that are in nature. There are so many different shapes that you can find, and there are some similarities. We can compare and contrast. How are these trees the same, and how are they different? Okay, see you next time, Cougars.